Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here to do the monthly astrology for March 2025. Sorry, it's a little late, but um, yeah, that's it. There is no but. Okay, so Saturday the 1st, as I mentioned in the reading, Venus went retrograde in Aries. The moon moved into Aries on the same day. And that Venus retrograde is going to last until April 12th. And it will take us back into Pisces, and then it will start moving direct again. So this is, obviously there's no like hard and fast rules on this stuff, but it's, and I talk about this in the reading yesterday, in the card reading on Sunday for Sunday the 2nd. But it's when we reconsider our values, what we value, how we value ourselves, what brings us pleasure, what makes us feel comfortable, what makes us feel valued, money wise, attention wise. You can kind of plug whatever that, and any value can be attached to that. So it can be monetary, it can be self-worth, right? So think about words with worth. Is it worth it? Am I worth it? Are they showing that I'm worth it? Is this something worth my time? So that energy will be up for review. It will, of course, be more pertinent for you if you have your Venus in Aries. If you have any planets at those first, I think she went retrograde at 9, I'm not sure, but if you have any planets in those first degrees there. Then yesterday on Sunday, we had Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces. This can be a very particularly psychic placement. Now, it's even more important because Neptune is at the 29th degree of Pisces, which is the last degree of the entire zodiac. So that's not just like a big closing out. That's a massive cycle, right? He hasn't been at this degree in, what is it, like 164 years or something. So this is a kind of a big deal. And the thoughts that came about yesterday on the 2nd are important. And because they're both about to move into Aries, right? It's kind of like, oh, okay. It's a seed. It's really a seed. Like the universe may have planted some sort of seed either in like a project. I finally wrote the first page of my autobiography / memoir / self-help book that I've been mulling about for years. So you may have had an idea there of, you know what, I could make this, I could create this, I have this to say, I want to make this painting, I want to make this song, I want to make this film, some sort of verbal or external expression of a creative message. Hello, lady. The cat just came over, and Zoe came to visit. She loves a good reading. Then at the same time, we had the Sun in Pisces square Jupiter in Gemini, which can also, because that's a lot of mutable energy right there on that day. So you may have like gotten started on something and then got distracted and thought it was unimportant. And I would invite you to go back to whatever project crossed your mind on the 2nd, because there is value in it. So don't throw it out. Today, March 3rd, Mercury went into Aries. Fast thinking, clarity, impatience, hard work, like maybe a little bit harsher with the truth, telling people, being a little bit more direct, a little bit more honest, just telling them like it is, whether they like it or not. Moon moves into Taurus. And then on the 5th, Mercury in Aries sextile Pluto in Aquarius. Now remember, Pluto is up there planning a revolution. Mercury is in Aries, so it's about making a game plan. And whether that revolution is, so it depends obviously on where Aquarius falls in your solar house, but it is, or in your natal chart, but it is our 11th solar house, which has to do with hopes and wishes and like hopes and wishes slash dreams. Our tribe, people we consider our tribe, our relationship to humanity as opposed to the individual, and betterment. It can also do with the internet. It can do with astrology. It can do with AI, forms of unique or unusual intelligence. So, Pluto's working on that transformation in that house. And then Mercury's like, hey, what could be an interesting way to go about that? Or I was just thinking about this thing. So you may like articulate something about your game plan for a very important transformation in your 11th house. Moon moves into Gemini, so that is doubling down on the communication aspect. And remember, the moons are important for us still because Mars is still in Cancer. All right, on the 7th, the moon moves into Cancer, so watch that emotional weekend, especially with all those planets in Pisces right now. And our Mars in Cancer can be very testy if you have like one of those why does the world feel so hopelessness moment. Just remember that you got a lot of water energy coming at you and let it pass. Fortunately, on Sunday, the moon moves into Leo. Sun in Pisces trine Mars in Cancer. So there's an intuition, right? There's a very strong day for intuition. Very strong day in knowing what the right way to move forward emotionally is. And it can be a good day for closure, for choosing to give yourself closure on a situation that you have been struggling with over the past few months that Mars has been retrograding, and allowing yourself to let it end. On the 11th, Mercury in Aries conjuncts that Venus retrograde, right? And now remember, we discussed this before and also in the reading, this Venus retrograde is very much about evaluating your relationship to value and putting yourself first. And are you sure you're taking care of yourself, and are you sure you're getting what you need? Mercury in Aries, who is in a shadow degree because he's going to go retrograde as well. He has an idea, but he's going to change his mind or he's going to reconsider his position. So there's lots of like beginning negotiations here. Nothing gets resolved for a while until all these planets have done their retrogrades and then they go direct and start moving forward, right? We're still in a revising space until Mars gets into Leo, until this Venus clears her retrograde in Pisces and in Aries. So there's a lot of stuff up for revision, a lot of negotiating with yourself, and a lot of reconsidering what you think is possible. Now, because of that Pluto in Aquarius and all of the crazy shifts that are going to happen, and because we are in eclipse season, do not be surprised if the universe pokes you into change, right? We are complacent beings. We would rather not do the hard work if we don't have to. We like to save cognitive load, right? If someone's like, would you rather go out and do a grocery thing and carry those groceries back yourself or get it ordered? Of course, we're going to say we'd rather get it ordered. But hey, what if on that walk over there, you meet the person you are supposed to meet who tells you the thing that you're supposed to consider, yada, 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 right? So sometimes we have to put the hard work in, even though we don't want to. And when the universe needs us to do a certain thing or be in a certain place or hear a certain thing, it will poke us out of our comfort spot. So don't be surprised if the energy of March and April and probably into May also is very much kind of about like shaking you out of your comfort zone. The next day on the 12th is Sun conjunct Saturn in Pisces. Saturn has been trying to figure out what it is that you want to make happen, what your dreams are, and that gets lit up. And the moon in Virgo is like, okay, let me clean the house and think about this for a little while. On the 14th, we have the Sun in Pisces sextile Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is going direct again. And then we also have this Virgo lunar eclipse right before the moon goes into Libra. This is a big day here because that eclipse is making a positive aspect to Uranus. So that's good, right? It's like a good shakeup. But anytime anything touches Uranus, it's a shakeup. On the 15th, Mercury retrogrades in Aries. I'm just trying to think, because usually I always end up traveling right around there. I am not traveling. That is a miracle. So, so it goes retrograde on the 15th. On the 17th, the moon moves into Scorpio. 19th, the Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Moon in Sag. Again, lots and lots of mutable energy, right? So you can sort of like flip-flop back and forth, changing your mind 100 times. Trust your intuition, right? Lean into the feelings. Dream the dream. And then finally, even though it's going to be another kind of weird Aries season, the Sun moves into Aries. We have Venus in Aries on the 21st, retrograding, sextiling that Pluto in Aquarius, which is recalling what happened, this conversation that happened up here on the 5th, right? Because Mercury sextiled Pluto, and now she's doing the same thing. So there's going to be a little echo of that conversation there. The next day, Sun conjunct Venus in Aries. She's illuminating the situation. So whatever this reconsidering is that you're having, the Sun comes in and lights it up, makes it a lot clearer. Moon in Capricorn. The next day, Sun in Aries sextile Pluto in Aquarius, right? The Pluto is very active in a positive way this month. Lots of sextiles, which is better than, the not so friendly aspects that we've been having before. These are clues on how to transform. These are, let me help you out, like whatever transformation you're trying to make in that 11th house, of people you're trying to change, what you're doing for humanity, et cetera, what you're doing on the internet. Pluto is giving a lot of positive information to the Sun, to Venus, to Mercury, all in our first solar house, all in how to get this thing started, how to get it off the ground. How to birth it into existence, speak it into existence, create it. So good aspects there. The next day, the Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde. Again, more information, highlighting information. Moon moves into Aquarius. And then again, recalling what happened on the 5th. Oh, and the 25th, my birthday. Yay. And happy birthday to all the Aries who celebrate between the 20th and the 31st. Mercury retrograde, sextile Pluto. So again, another conversation. They had that conversation on the 5th. They're having it again on the 25th. And maybe you've reconsidered your position. So do pay attention. Maybe do some journaling or whatever on this upcoming Wednesday on the 5th. Just to sort of like keep a trace of what all these conversations are going to revolve around. Moon moves into Pisces on the 26th. On the 27th, Venus retrogrades back into Pisces again. She conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, echoing, where was it? This Mercury over here that happened on the 2nd. So here's what we thought about it, and here's what, do we like it? Do we not like it? Like, how do I feel about it? Here's what I think about it. Here's how I feel about it. Or here's how I assign worth to it. Let's put it that way. 28th moon moves into Aries. On the 29th, Mercury retrogrades into Pisces, conjuncts Neptune again. So this second here, what happened on the 2nd is important. What happened on the 5th is important. And those are the things that we're going to be kind of going back and forth on. And then we have an Aries solar eclipse here on the 29th, new moon eclipse. Very exciting. I haven't looked at it in depth, but I don't think it makes any like unwelcome aspects. I have to check. I don't want to speak too soon. And then on the next day, and this is a massive, right? This is not a small shift. This is not Mercury changing signs, not Venus changing signs. This is enormous. We have never experienced this energy in our lifetime, much like the Pluto in Aquarius. Neptune moves into Aries. So that's a very big deal and is going to be obviously influential for a very long time. Now, it's interesting because, and I'm not trying to fear monger, but of course we know Aries is the planet of war, is the planet of action, is the planet of forward movement. And the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, we've already discussed, there was the American Revolution, the French Revolution. And the last time Neptune was in Aries and Saturn was in Aries, there was one that was like, it was the Civil War in the United States. There was also the fighting of like the Summer of Love in 1968, 69. So it's going to be a very interesting time. Also because of all these aspects that we've had with Pluto and Aquarius, Neptune and Aries, Saturn and Aries, and then Uranus in Gemini. Oh, that was another one. Yes, Uranus in Gemini. They've never happened at all the same time. So there's a lot of energy of change, like fundamental change, that is going to be coming at us over the next few years. Now, because of how intertwined the economies of all of us are, I don't think it, I mean, of course, I'm not educated to speak on this, but I've spoken to people who do this for a living. Because our economies are so intertwined, how we fought in the past is not going to be how we fight in the future, right? Because now we all need each other. It's less of like warring families and more like fighting around the Thanksgiving table. Like we have to all keep each other around, but we're still going to squabble over things, and there may be some power shifts that happen, but it's going to be a very interesting time. And it starts this March. So hope this was helpful. I'm going to go ahead and post this now. Again, do not drown in fear. Let's put it that way. These are challenging times. They're also exciting times because I do believe that we are on the brink of radical social shifts. And it's a wild time. Let's put it that way. Anywho, happy Aries season. And again, happy birthday to everyone. who celebrates from the 20th to the 31st. And I will see you for the next one in April. Take care.